What a crazy week it's been and crazy day. Yeah, I mean, what a fun thing. We've had all week trying to just keep the team focused. Or actually, I think I've been trying to keep them focused, and I think they've inadvertently kept me focused because I've had all the stuff with Courtney and all the meetings and the meals and all the alums in town and all the breast cancer awareness stuff, and it's very meaningful to our team. We've got some very personal, very people close to us who've passed from that, and so. And then, the game part has truly been like a secondary thing, which I think is sometimes a blessing, as long as you're prepared enough. Stacy had this scout; she did a great job, and she was focused on that all throughout the week. So she really helped us to have some ways that we wanted to be strong and some offensive things. And even though we had all these great offensive plans, it was still obviously not a pretty offensive game. Third quarter was nice, but besides that, it was just kind of mucky. And but I had a lot of fun from the time we stepped in for shoot around today throughout the end of right now. So it's been a great day.
What's next for today?
I got a youth basketball game at 4 next door. I got Jack and Dan's with our alums right after that. I got the men's game at 7. So, I mean, it's jam-packed. And it's going to all be a lot more fun having this be the outcome. I can tell you that right now.
How much more fun is it to be in first place alone? I mean, not winning it last year, coming back, now you got a one-game lead with 4 to go. I know that's a big deal for this program to win that title.
Yeah, we always want to do that. I think that I don't know what's going to come. We have 4 tough opponents remaining. Our closest game, I think, right? Our closest game was Pacific. We played St. Mary's without their best player because she was out. She's back now. And you got to go on the road to 2 teams that are basically like playing 2 new teams. It's been so long since we played them in December. So before Christmas even. So it's been a long time. So I think we have a lot of work left ahead of us. But if you could be in control of your own destiny, that's what they always say. And the way it worked out, no one else has been able to get Portland. So if we didn't win today, then we were going to have to not only to take care of really hard games, but also hope that somebody else knocked them off and or just wait and see game. And so it's just a great position to be in where we can decide how this thing goes based on how we play and how we prepare.
What was the big difference there in that third quarter?
I think the first quarter we had a hard time finding rhythm, and the first half, clearly with the amount of points we scored. What do we have? 19, 18. So we didn't have a lot of offensive rhythm. They're switching between man and zone, and then they're switching ball screens. We played without Vonnie for a lot of that half. And so the second half, I think having Vaughn back, that makes a big difference. But then also just some adjustments we made with where we wanted positioning and I think their pressure was forcing us to miss a few open players, and we didn't miss them very much at all in that third quarter. We got it to the open player pretty much whenever they were open. So just, I think, settling in. At halftime, we talked about being comfortable in the muck. And that it wasn't like they were just going to now all of a sudden we're going to man-to-man you, we're not going to switch, we're going to chase everything. Like, that's standard and what we're used to, but that's not how they defend. And so it wasn't like that game plan was going to change, so we just had to be comfortable working for the better shots and trying to find our teammates a little bit better. So I think just a switch of mindset on that, and we had seen it for 20 minutes, so we were looking for some different parts of our offense, I think.
Well, how do you think you did on Fowler? Given some of her numbers this year, 13 and 9, I guess is probably take that.
If you told me that she was going to score 13 and 9, I would tell you we had a good chance at least of winning the game. I don't know if that means we would because they've got a lot of weapons, but she is just so tough. If she catches with you behind her anywhere around the basket, it's almost a guarantee that she's going to make it. If she catches on the perimeter and they clear out the help, she's tough one-on-one. And if someone else shoots it and she's anywhere around the basket, she's a good rebounder. So she does a lot of things for their team. Right now she's, I think, trying to carry even a heavier load. And, I think 13 and 9 is a good night for us against her.
Kaylin gets 20 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds, but also gets that to the 1,000 mark. What can you say about her and just what she was able to do today?
I'm really proud of her. She's she's the little sister, I know they're twins, but she's the little sister, and you would never guess that. Courtney and I were talking, and she's followed them, but she doesn't follow them so closely to know all the differences right between them. And she asked me, which one's the point guard again? And I said, well, before it was Lee, but Lenny is the point guard. She's been the person leading our team through all this mess that we've had with all these injuries and all this grind, and I'm really proud of her. She does not look like a little sister. She does not look like she's uncomfortable out there. She obviously they're both point guards, so to answer her question, technically they're both point guards, but she just looks so confident and playing heavy minutes. She she knows, I get a little break here, I get a little break there, I'm going to make the most of it. But she knows that our team relies on her, and that's okay. She's okay with having the weight of that on her, and knows that she relies on them as well, and she's going to find them just as much as they're going to find her. So I'm really happy for her. I had no idea that she was that close to the 1,000 points. It's quite an honor. Obviously not a lot of people get to it, or not everybody, I guess. Some.
I know there's 4 games left, but who's the player of the year?
I think they wear a Zag uniform. I'm not sure which one, to be honest with you. Some days it feels like it's one, and I know it is tough. I always think best player on best team, which is still tough. So I keep saying things that there's not a definite answer to, but really, it doesn't matter who gets the award. It's our team trying to do what our team is trying to do, and the award is nice. I think that sometimes the players like to have those things and be voted for things, but really we have bigger goals than just individual awards.
Brenna maybe didn't have her best shooting day today, but she got her hands on a lot of passes, 3 steals. She was kind of all over the court. She had 13 points as well. Just what can you say about her being able to shake off maybe not her best day from beyond the arc, but still being able to affect the game positively on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I think were both of her threes late. I know one of them was.
In the third quarter.
Okay, so I think the fact that she hadn't shot it real well prior to that, and then she was able to knock down the important ones. They're all nice, but those important ones, that's a big deal. I think that she did a really good job with that. And then we haven't had to have this conversation too much with her, but you have it every year with someone who's either not a scorer or who's having a hard scoring day, that you have to do other stuff. And right now with the numbers, we need her to guard. We need her. She's a really good charge taker. I think that's what she does best defensively. But she is active, and so she is capable of some of those deflections and getting tips on balls. And she's actually early in the season. I was saying how much I was impressed by her rebounding. And I don't know what she ended up with today. 4. So could have been better, but we needed all of those in order to win the glass. And so I think that it's great for a player like her to find a way to impact the game, and then just to stay ready. Because if there was another one coming and it got tight again, it's going to her. We expect that it's going up, and we all think they're all going in for her. So I think I'm happy that she was able to not get down about that and just kind of stay the course, because she logged heavy minutes too. We needed her.
Did you have Quincy writing down some defensive efficiency rating there on the bench? What was her job today?
She's keeping stats. So she, long time ago, Gary Blazek, who's a longtime season ticket holder, taught Calvin how to keep stats. And then Calvin has now taught Quincy how to keep stats. And she was definitely thought that if she was going to wear pink, she needed to be sitting on the bench today. So our sweet little, she kept her mom calm, actually, because she's right there in my huddle. So I got to be careful what I say with my 8-year-old daughter right there in the huddle.
Well, Pacific next. Just tell first quick thoughts about Pacific and what you got ready.
They're playing great. I think there might be, I don't know what they did today, or if their game's probably not over, but they've been on a winning streak, 4 or 5 games. They did some of that without Anaya James, who some people think is their best player. So I think, we had our hands full down there inside with their big kid on the perimeter with some of their shooters. So it'll be a different game plan, but, I know that Bradley and AB love me and I love them, except for really not when we play each other. So I know we're going to have to reconnoiter and see if we can channel some of the positive energy from today onto the next one.
And just seeing everything that happened with Courtney today was everything you could have imagined for her.
Yeah, I think she's really happy, and I think she wishes she could be here more. She's not gonna. I don't know what she's gonna do. But as you get a little bit older, you sometimes stop going overseas or that. So I'm hopeful that we'll get her around here a little bit more in the future. But having her back was really special. Obviously, she's really special to me, and special to Spokane, and I like to think that all of Spokane is pretty special to her. So it's just great to be able to honor her like that, and I think it went awesome. I don't know about you guys, but it seemed like all the parts that we wanted to hit were hit pretty well.
In the third quarter and sparking this team.
I thought definitely once we came out of the half, we had a lot of pace. That's something I really noticed that just got our team like flowing. Because I feel like whether we're getting easy transition baskets or not, when we're pushing with pace, like our offense flows a lot better. In the first half, like it was very stagnant and like slow and kind of like quiet. But when we get pace, like the energy comes with it, and I feel like that feeds into our offense a lot.
Lynn, getting to 1,000 points in your career here, just how special is that to be among the greats? You know, Courtney was here today, just to have your name up alongside hers in history of this program. Just what does it mean?
I'm just very blessed, honestly. You know, with Lee being out, I was talking to KK in the locker room, and she told me that she was proud of how I stepped up. You know, it's hard, definitely hard without my sister because I've just been playing with her for so long. But just to get to 1,000, I would say in 2.5 years. My freshman sophomore year was okay, but it's a good accomplishment, and just for it to fall on like Courtney Vandersloot's jersey retirement and the pink out game, so it was just very emotional and just very blessed.
For someone that has meant so much to the program, Courtney, did she give you guys any piece of advice when she met you guys at practice? And if so, share maybe a tidbit of something that you took away from this whole kind of experience?
Yeah. I feel like one thing I took from her talk with us is just to like keep working. She always like said to us like, you're always, whether you're here in this level or you're here in the next level, like you really just got to keep working. And I feel like that's a mentality that I've tried to like adapt, kind of like in this later half of the conference play, just like continuing to play, whether we're up, whether we're down, like just keep on going and stuff like that. So I feel like that's something that kind of stuck with me, and it felt really special to hear Courtney say like, if you guys just keep working, like you will get what you want and you will succeed where you can. So
Bonnie, what do you think about the job you guys did on Fowler tonight? I know she still ended up with 13 points, but a lot of those were really tough shots. What did you think of the defensive effort, especially without having Eliza?
I think if anything, like it's just people dialing in onto the scout, and especially like in the first half and the second half, and I was barely on. It was just like really cool to see how people were like applying what we did in practice to her, whether it was helping off of her if you're not guarding her, or keeping her hands straight up, limiting her touches, like just seeing how like well and how like efficient people were of like adapting that into their defense against Fowler. Like Esther and Callie, like they did an amazing job, so I wasn't really worried because they were on her, so I felt really proud of that by them.
Jalen, what did you get from Courtney's visit and her talk? When was that, by the way?
Sorry?
When?
Was that yesterday?
Yes. We got to talk and ask her questions yesterday, but she had a lot of insightful discussions with us and just advice, you know, to make it to the next level. She basically said, keep like piggybacking off of what Vonnie said, you just got to keep working at what you want, and everyone's path is going to look different. Getting to professional, if everyone's pursuing professional, then everyone's path is not going to look the same. So we just got to keep our faith and keep working as hard as we can.
When you mentioned how difficult it's been without having your sister out there, just when she went down and knowing that you had to step into a bigger role and kind of, you know, become more of a scorer and take on that role, just how were you able to just step into that right away and just be able to take it on with no hesitation?
Shout out to her, because before every single game, she tells me, like, just have fun, like, remember, have fun and take care of the ball, because at the end of the day, like, you just, in my position, I feel like I just have to run the offense and make sure everyone is in the right spots. But shout out to Lee, and then shout out to my teammates. They've made it easy for me to step up. I don't feel the pressure to score 20 every single night. Everyone will step up if they need to. Brenna will score 20. Vonnie will score 20. KK can score 20. So, like, I just didn't feel that pressure when Lee went down. I just knew I had to lean on my teammates during this tough time.